This is so amazing. I'm live now with you to share this with you. Baby, turn on the lights. Got my wife to turn on these other lights. This is incredible. This is amazing. I want you to understand, and I want you to understand that this is a live stream on Douyin. By the way, this is about the Mengwanzhou arrival in China. It's amazing. This is a huge moment for China. I want you to understand. This is huge. This is not just another news item. So this is a live stream that's been going for hours. There's now something like 20 million people on these live streams. In this particular one is in Douyin. There's the plane. Look, I mean, this is incredible. Look, oh my God. Honestly, you got to understand, folks. You. The reason that I'm sharing this with you, and I want you to understand what's going on, what I just said. There's 20 million people watching this live stream. That plane with Mengwanzhou landing here in China. You know, you've got to understand, the more that you've done to criticize China or hurt China has caused the country to get connected back. The more you do to hurt China, the better China does. I just cannot emphasis to you on trying to remember to look at the camera over there. There's just not enough I can say to explain that to you. You know, you pulling the Chinese government is more out of what it's doing for its people. And I want you to realize, Tucker Carlson, do you realize Tucker Carlson praised China for doing all the things that society and government is supposed to do for the people? I mean, me telling you that is mind-boggling. So attacking Huawei, taking the chairman's daughter and holding her hostage in Canada for 3 years. Oh my gosh, folks. So this is the moment when it's over and the plane's landing at the airport and Meng comes home. There are millions of Chinese people in tears about this. You got to understand what I'm telling you. You've got to understand how much stronger this has made China. All these bad things you do against China has made the country better and stronger and pulled the people more and more together and in support of their government. This is the reality. You've got to understand what I'm telling you. So I'm trying to get some information. My wife's standing over here. What's the timing on this? What's going on with what they're saying on the live stream? I know. Look, tell me. I want to tell everybody here on the live stream. What's the exact timing? Is the plane landed now? All right. So the plane's on the ground. Jeez. So I got on this live stream real quick. Even if I'm only on with you for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I want you to realize what's happened here. That Meng's plane, she's coming home. She's coming home. She's coming home to her family. She's coming home to Huawei. She's coming home to her motherland, her country, her strong motherland. What she said, how her strong motherland is why it was possible for her to finally get free. You know, so China couldn't be bullied. You know the way, and the case was bogus toast from the very beginning. It was nonsense. All the evidence, they couldn't even make a plea deal where she agreed to plead guilty. She pleaded not guilty. So it was a terrible thing that the U.S. did in the first place. But I want to give you my message about this, which is that I'm going to lower the volume on the Chinese part. My message is to be encouraging of the situation with the United States. Now, it's very, very important. You're not anti-American if you criticize the bad things America has done. Not at all. And I'm not anti-American. This is done. Not at all. And I'm not anti-American. There's 4 things that have happened to push and move America in the right direction of starting to act like more sane and normal and reasonable this month. That's a lot of things in just 1 month. Um, Number one, the Afghanistan debacle really showed how America is realizing it. We see now from the Afghanistan debacle, the United States realizing, hopefully realizing it can't do this warmongering political uh, takeover of a country. It doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, so 70 years of regime change um, and political bullying and imperialist warmongering, let it really come to an end. Let Afghanistan mark a time when the United States starts finally stopping acting this way. Number one. Number two, Tucker Carlson. Amazing. Tucker Carlson had to acknowledge, got on the news, and his intention is to make Biden look bad, but what did he do? He praised China for protecting the worker, for doing what government's job is supposed to do, protecting the workers. Education reform is better for your children. Reforms in the gaming industry, cracking down on gaming, so your child doesn't have a zombie brain. I mean, these are things that the government is supposed to do for society. The government makes the laws for society, for the people, cracking down on the wealthy. What the United States allowing the billionaires to become billionaires. I mean, imagine, you're a billionaire worth 100 billion, and then you become worth another 30 billion because of the pandemic. The world is suffering, and you're allowed to keep that extra 30 billion on top of the 100 billion you already have, without any obligation whatsoever to the society in which you are a billionaire, and in which you became a billionaire, and which allowed you to become a billionaire. Think about that for a second. Okay. But China's not going to let the wealthy get away with that. You have an obligation to society. Tucker Carlson. I was shocked, man. I'm very upset with Tucker Carlson because him and Judge Janine and other my live stream reconnected again. As soon as they started attacking China falsely with the pandemic campaign re-election, they thought by attacking China that would be the approach to get enough votes to be reelected. It was done purely for political purposes. There was a Republican campaign strategy document outlining the ways to make China look bad as a campaign strategy. It had nothing to do with the truth. We'll get more votes if we blame China for the pandemic. Can you believe it? I mean, it's disgusting. Really disgusting and disgraceful. So again, I want to be encouraging. We've had these events happen. This all happened this month. Okay, the Afghanistan event, Tucker Carlson praising China, which is, did these things mark a turn in attitude? Right. There was a third and fourth thing. The third thing, this release of Mengwanzhou, right? This release of Mengwanzhou, right? Incredible. That was embarrassing for the United States. What a ridiculous thing that the United States did with this false charge, just like they did to Alstom with the French company many years ago to steal the business away from them and give it to GE. They had their executive arrested. It's just ridiculous. They did very similar thing to Toshiba in Japan many years ago. Political bullying for economic gain, economic coercion. Horrible. So again, I am hoping to see that all these things are pointing to a better America, an America acting like a good citizen country in the world and not treating other countries like this. It's just disgusting. So I want to be encouraged. There's 4 times now this month that good things have happened. All right. So let's hope that more of these good things. Let's give America the space to keep doing the right thing and keep doing. I apologize because there was the fourth thing that also was in favor of oh, the fourth thing. Thank you. The reasonable Biden Xi call. Yes, yes, and obviously this was discussed during the call, wasn't it? Right. So yeah, the Biden Xi phone call seemed to be much calmer, and the Biden UN Assembly speech, where he didn't attack China, didn't name China, didn't mention China. Now, these are the four things moving in the right direction. AUKUS is not moving in the right direction. That's like a bad joke. I guarantee you, by the way, that's what, a 25-year deal. Uh, the Australia's never going to see a nuclear submarine from the United States. It's not going to happen. It was just a ridiculous. It's one of those. It's one of those announcements that got made, and then later on they'll change their mind. And well, based on the new current strategic initiative, the deployment of our nuclear sub to Australia will be postponed. No, 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 blah, blah. So that ain't going to happen. That was a move in the wrong direction, and so is and was this quad stuff. But we'll see. They're pulling back on their attack on China, and they're looking like fools. Hold on, Nana, tell me what's going on. We're going back to the live stream here. There's the plane, dudes. Dudes, this is a big deal because she's gonna step on Chinese soil. Right. This seriously. This is like, huh? Yeah, of course. But this is, folks. Wow, this is incredible. She's going to get off the plane. This is going to be like the men stepping on the moon and stepping back on. Wow, this is incredible. So she's just literally about to get off the plane. I suppose they're passing the normal quarantine requirements, like if you normally. They're going to do with her quarantine. She's going to get off the plane. Okay, so she is going to be quarantined. Right. I suppose they're probably going to let her be quarantined at one of the family homes. Yeah. So there are. So what? This is a question of what they're going to do, folks. Yeah, they are going to quarantine her. They announced as soon as she gets off the plane, she's going to have a COVID test, and she's going to be put into a quarantine. I suspect it's going to be, at one of her family home or something like that. I'm guessing, I don't know, but they are going to be certain protocols that they are going to follow, which is really interesting. They're not going to bypass them completely just because it's Mengwanzhou. Well, it's so interesting, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're aware of executives coming back to China, uh, for example, with the big companies, and they have to do quarantine when they come back. We know several of them, but they're in a suite they're in a suite in the hotel. Yeah, wow. So there's the guys with the COVID hazmat suits. Open it, go into the door. So they're still following the protocols. Hey, so, yeah. So they are saying clearly. They are following protocol. Wow. Regarding, COVID coming back to China. Interesting to see that this is happening. I don't care how boring this is or whatever. For some people, I'm going to put this on my channel no matter what. I'm leaving this on because this is amazing. Yeah, I wonder if what she's gonna do. Guys, I'm going to put my phone in the stand, so I'm going to take this live stream phone down for a second and just get situated here. Hang on. All right. All right. Thanks for joining me on this live stream. This is very unusual. I'm doing this for the record. I'm doing this for posterity's sake. This is the arrival. It's just kind of weird to do this, but I'm doing it because I want it permanently in my life. I want it permanently on my YouTube channel. This is the arrival. Folks, there's 20 million. This is the arrival. Folks, there's 20 million people watching this live stream. But actually, at this point, how many millions there are, I don't know. There's got to be probably hundreds of millions now, 100 million. There's this live stream. This one's on Douyin, which is, TikTok back in the United States. So can you imagine, folks? I said at the beginning when I started this live stream. But can you imagine what this is? While the door's opening, she's home. People in China are in tears right now. You just brought Chinese people together by doing this bad things against China, by lying about China, by falsely attacking Huawei, by lying about Huawei, by arresting the chairman's daughter. Good grief. You just, all these things you did just brought the Chinese people together and the Chinese people together with the government. You've made the Chinese people and the Chinese country come together more and more by doing these ridiculous negative things against China. I can't emphasize this. The latest stupid thing you did was the AUKUS move with, claiming you're going to be selling United States nuclear to Australia. I mean, what a ridiculous thing to false, genocide accusations against the Uyghurs and forced labor accusations against Uyghurs in Xinjiang. I mean, this is just nonsense. You created violent, horrible protests that destroyed the lives of Hong Kong citizens in Hong Kong, and then you tried to make it look like it's because China was cracking down on Hong Kong. You purposely funded and created violent protests in Hong Kong to make the Chinese look bad. How ridiculous. All these stupid things that you did against China, and all you did was make China stronger and make the Chinese people come together, themselves together, and to bring the Chinese people together with their government. That's all you did. And now this Huawei Mengwanzhou fiasco, which is what it was. The United States case against her was a fiasco. Okay, I'm going to be quiet. Here she comes. Right now, babe. Of course, she's wearing a red dress. She's home. This is unbelievable. Wow. Seriously, I'm so glad I'm putting this on my live stream, on my channel. Even though I'm doing it in a weird way. They took her, I'm telling my boy, they took her and arrested her. For 3 years, they wouldn't let her come home, Vincent. It was very unfair and terrible.
2000多天的煎熬，我终于回到了祖国的怀抱。异国他乡的漫长等待，充满了挣扎和煎熬。
I'm finally back home.
但当我走下舷梯，双脚落地的那一刻，家乡的温度让我心潮澎湃。
What?
难以言表。
Yes.
祖国，我回来了。
我回来了 I'm back.
感谢伟大的祖国和人民，感谢党和政府
Thanks
关
to all the
怀，
people, appreciate the country, the people, all of the country cared about me for 3 years. She appreciates it so
还有
much.
人民的关爱与温暖。习主席关心我们每一位中国公民的安危，关心中国公民的安危，同样让我深受感动。我也
Gandong
感
means
谢
touched.
在这个过程
She
中
feels,
所
of
有
course,
相关
right?
部门对我的鼎力支持和帮助。他们坚定地维护了中国企业和中国公民的正当权益。回首3年，我更加明白，个人命运、企业命运和国家的命运是十指相连。祖国是我们最坚强的后盾，只有祖国的繁荣昌盛，企业才能稳健发展，人民才能幸福安康。作为一名普通的中国人，我以祖国为傲；作为一名奋斗的华为人，我以华为为傲。艰难方显有益，艰难方显有益，磨砺使得玉成。所有的拼搏的勇气，我们坚决拥以习主席为核心的党中央，忠于自己的国，热爱自己的事业，在政府的管理规则下，努力企业，为国家、为社会多做贡献。国庆即将来临，
I don't know why
提
my
前
phone
祝
is,
祖国母亲
I don't know
生
if,
日
if
快
it's
乐。
doing the rotation thing properly or not, but it is what it is. So tell me what she said. She's not done?
有5星红旗的地方，就有信念的灯塔。如果信念有颜色，那一定是中国红。再次感谢大家，因为我还要做防疫隔离，所以在此祝愿大家国庆快乐。谢谢大家。
She said she's going to be in quarantine. Wow. So what she just, I mean, her speech was rather expected. What she said, my wife is just telling me that, really appreciating all of the support, her country, supporting her, all the people, the government, and how much they love the people. A typical and, of course, emotional speech for her. Incredible that she's back on her home country's soil. I mean, I understand, incredible. You gotta really appreciate the moment and imagine how many hundreds of millions of Chinese are here watching this after 3 years of this miserable stupidity. It's a weird thing that I've got it on the phone like this, and I decided to do this live stream. But when I found out her return on the plane to China was being live streamed like this, I said I got to grab it for posterity's sake, and now I have it as a video on my channel, and that's it. It's done. I'm going to close it now. Thanks, everyone. This is for those of you who also can speak Chinese. You could listen to her speech now and enjoy it. That's it, folks. We'll catch you later. See you later. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.